obviously it's good to win. We hadn't won, so it's good to win. I thought the game got off to an extremely shaky start. For once, I thought our offense kind of, our offense backed up our defense and special teams. Get off with, give up 7 points on the first play of the game. Offense responds, and we gave up a drive on defense, and offense came down to respond. It was obviously 14-14. So after that, I think probably the story of the day was turnovers. I know Grimes threw a pick, and I think that was the only turnover that Grand Valley had. And it felt like we forced, at least 6 maybe. Was there 4?
4.
4 turnovers? And I felt like we had a few more to happen. I think our turnovers set up 6 total.
4 fumbles.
4 fumbles and 2 picks.
Yeah.
Right. Is that accurate? We had Garrett Cooney had a pick, and Tyville Jemison had a pick, both redshirt freshmen. So, that was the difference, plus 5 in the turnover margin. But we really, as you guys know, we hadn't been running the ball effectively all through 3 games. And even though this front maybe was not as talented as some of the fronts we faced the first 3 weeks, I still felt like we played through the whistle. Our offensive line did a good job controlling line of scrimmage, and our backs were hot. Spencer was very hot in the first half. He was the hot hand that we were going to, was making some great cuts and making people miss. And I thought C-Rob did a good job, especially in the third quarter. I felt like running the ball, well too. And then Mike also ran it well and had the touchdown on a kind of a bounce play in the first half. So, a step in the right direction. I told the kids in the locker room that we're going to come in here on Sunday. We'll coach them as hard as we've coached them the past 3 Sundays, because there's still things we have to improve on. We had a couple personal fouls and some other things that we can't have here within this football program. But proud of the coaching staff sticking to the plan, and proud of our guys being resilient. We preached all week about taking little things and play with emotion. I thought our team, it could have very easily they returned the opening kick for a touchdown, and just the way the thing could have gone, we could have not handled that adversity very well. And I give credit to our team, our kids. They handled the adversity, kept battling, and got the thing to the point that it was there, obviously, in the fourth quarter.
Kurt, given what's the rushing game's been unable to do so far this season, what does it mean for you guys to be able to do what you did tonight?
It's a great accomplishment, but we know we're not all the way there. There was probably some plays that we missed out there. I know I missed one that was going up the middle, tripped up. Our line is doing a great job. Coaches are doing a great job getting us in the right formations, the right plays, and we just got to worry about taking each game at a time and not look too far ahead of us.
Chris, how about for you? Is it a feel-good game for you guys?
Yeah, it definitely is. Just having us go out there and play actual Grand Valley football, it feels good, and I hope we continue to do that.
How about that 50-yard run? That was.
Yeah.
Did you think maybe you were going to outrun that guy? You were close.
I wish I had third gear like he does, but.
I like the 360.
Yeah, all back.
Defensively, Matt, this you have 6. I think it was 6 unanswered touchdowns. The whole time you don't allow any points. And this is a team that's been tacking up the numbers.
Yeah, they put up a lot of yards and points. We gave up the first drive. We gave up 7 points, and then we had a couple adjustments. And I thought we had a plan heading in to try to contain Anthony Bilal. They didn't get loose, and I thought we stuck to that plan. And the quarterback probably hurt us in some of the option game a little bit more than the running back did. And then, I'll give credit to Lake Erie. They threw it a little bit more proficiently than I thought. They did a good job throwing the ball around. But our plan was he was a really good back, and we were going to stop him at all costs. And obviously, I'm looking here at the stat sheet. He was net 38 yards. And I think at halftime they had 33 yards rushing. And I got to give credit to, again, our assistant coaches on the defensive side of the ball had a good plan, and then we made plays within the the interior of our defense.
Were you surprised at how they used him? Meaning, not much.
Yeah, I think some of the product of that may have potentially been as the score started to get away from him. Maybe he makes a lot of his yards on inside runs. It's not so much the perimeter stuff, which they still run on the perimeter, but. When the score starts getting to that point, it certainly seemed like they were getting away from their standard run game and throwing the ball a little bit more to try to play a little bit catch up, which worked to our advantage. But we were solid in the box to take away the inside run, and I thought our kids did a great job on his perimeter runs, really running to the ball. And just we had a lot of great pursuit. And then I think the other thing that you're going to look back upon this game for us defensively, which has been our Achilles heel, we didn't give up any big plays. They had a couple of verticals that they hit and cover 3 on us that we got down, but other than that, there weren't any really big chunk plays. And even when the fourth quarter we started putting in some other players than our starters, we made them still earn everything that they got on some of their scoring drives.
Deontay, what were you guys thinking when the opening kick goes?
Well, it's going to be a defensive game. We're going to have to go back and forth. Defense is going to have to shut them out. After that, when we get on the field, just try our best, listen to what the coaches say, and just try to get the job done.
How about that with what Coach was saying, and something that's been Achilles' heel is the big play. How do you approach that in the game? You want to stop them every play, but you also got to guard against the big plays.
Well, yeah, you just got to kind of regroup. You can't let one play hurt you and bring you whole down. As a unit, you just got to just keep pushing. Just keep pushing. You never know what's going to happen at the end of the game. That's just one play, and you just got to learn from it. Come back, see what happened, and then try to stop it as best we can.
Yeah, and Chris, coming into this game, you guys kind of struggled in the red zone a bit, and then tonight I'm looking, I'm seeing 6 for 6. How much work did you guys put in this week on the red zone offense, and how confident are you now for tonight's game?
I mean, we focus on it a lot every week. It just comes down to the execution, us wanting to get in the end zone. And I'm not saying that we didn't want to the last 3 games, but we were looking more on looks, and we shouldn't have looked past that. We should have just went up front and played our game, and tonight we did that.
What's the status on Heath Harden?
Heath, he threw every day, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, but he just couldn't throw at the level we needed him to be the starter. And I think ultimately Isaiah had a good week of practice. He was taking all the reps, had a good week of practice, and we still around here you got to practice to play. We just don't dust guys off every Saturday. Mm-hmm. And Heath we kind of asked Heath today if he wanted to go out and warm up, try it, see what it felt like, and he just said, "Coach, I don't think I can do it." So it was disappointing that we didn't make more progress throughout the week with him. So we'll have to continue the rehab, and he can throw a ball. It's just getting getting 100% into it. He's not at that point where he can do it yet. So we'll just have to take it day by day next week heading into Hillsdale.
Do you like the way the offense was set up tonight? Where you wanted to pound the ball. You said that in the past, and you got the numbers, but did you get the execution what you wanted?
Oh, I think the execution was good. I don't think that we had a lot of pre-snap penalties on our offense. So I'll have to go back and look, but I thought we shifted in motion, did things effectively that way, and then and again, I understand. I think our players understand too that the Lake Erie front maybe is not the caliber of some of the other teams that we've played, but at the same time, it definitely felt more physical on the sideline. When we were coming off the ball, it felt more physical. There was more emotion to the way that we were playing up front. And like I said, we had Cameron Hobbs was out, and then Eric LeBoon went down. So we were basically, we had Dan DeLuca start at tackle, his first start as a freshman. And then we had to shuffle some things around and brought in Eric Cox at guard and moved Jim Walsh out to tackle for Eric LeBoon when he went down. So we basically had, for the majority of the game, we had 2 new O-line starters in there that were playing.
Didn't LeBoon come back in?
LeBoon was out, and then he came back in. Well, he was in, out, and then he came back in, he couldn't go. I don't think I'd have to look, Pete. I don't think he played any in the second half. If he did, it was maybe a little bit in the third quarter. I don't think he played any in the second half. His foot, he'd had a foot injury up at Ferris, and he tried to fight through it, but he couldn't go. So, Dan DeLuca gets his first start at tackle. Hobbs had rolled up his ankle, the previous week at Ferris. So you got a couple new guys in there at line, 2 new starters in the offensive line.